It's Wednesday, April 14th, 2021, and the morning edition is live. On today's show, we're farming over in Grand Bahama. Crystal Darling stops by the Waffle Factory, and we introduce you to cardboard art. So let's start the morning off right.
Waiting for the storm to pass, it's learning to dance in the rain. Good morning, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Yes, and I'm ready to dance today because it seemed like Tuesday, I had things planned and it just wasn't going good. Everything I planned didn't follow through. So hopefully today I'll have a much better day. But I'm glad to be here with you. You always bring a smile to my face.
Awesome,
the first thing I wake up in the morning, I say, can't wait to get on set with LaDawn just to put that smile on my face.
So we need to go farming. I see Jay over there in Freeport.
I'm going to ask you again. Let me see your nails.
Yeah, I haven't
I
can do some hard
if
work.
you're just going there to look pretty and stuff, I ain't into that. But if you want to plant some seeds and do some stuff, then
you got to get your hands dirty, right?
Then we on it. But if you're just going there to look pretty, this is not the job for you.
And then also coming up in later on in the show, Blue Hole vendor. I don't know if you did that story, but I'm sure.
Main Porter's Key. The vendors are there still reeling from the fire on Sunday night. Our Lord Allen went back out there. He has a story as well as there. And you also have a feature story.
Yeah,
An artist who's using his hands. We're talking about hands. It's one might as well call this show the Hands Show this morning because this artist is using his hand, and you're looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, he made his art out of cardboard. So we're gonna, see how he was able to get that done. Yeah, pretty good.
LaDawn is smiling and looking pretty good this morning. Our Lord Allen is also out there on the streets. He's somewhere nearby. Good morning, Lloyd.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Well, good morning, LaDawn and Fisher, and good morning, Bahamas. It is always a great start to the morning, and today we're giving you a first look at traffic. This one coming in from Hawkins Hill and Shirley Street. Now, as you can see from the background here, not too much happening at this time of morning, but we expect that will intensify anytime after that sweet period that we've been talking about, anytime after 7:30 all the way up to about 9 a.m. You can expect traffic to intensify here. In other parts of the capital, we also want to alert drivers that there are ongoing roadworks along with some malfunctioning traffic lights, some as a result of that storm from Sunday. And so if you do happen to approach any of those, the advice is to drive with caution and with care. In other parts of the country, we do want to advise drivers to drive within the speed limit and, again, enjoy the Wednesday. Fisher and LaDawn, back to you guys in studio.
Well, Lloyd, you are a very busy area out there. We can see the garbage truck in the background, and we can see that this road is used to get to downtown, Doctors Hospital, Princess Margaret Hospital. Persons are on this road early in the morning, but they do sometimes make some illegal turns.
Yeah, illegal turns happen here sometimes. Even for the few moments that we've been here, I've noticed that a few persons have ran this light. Persons tend to blow their horns before crossing over. But again, I wouldn't advise that for anyone. Of course, at this time, we do want to recognize the fact that this traffic light is fully functional. And again, those persons making that left turn, again, it's illegal. But this is a controlled intersection, so traffic also may be coming from the north here heading southbound on Hawkins Hill, so you would want to be aware of that. But with that said, again, traffic is flowing smoothly in this area, and we don't expect any challenges moving forward throughout the morning. Back to you guys in studio.
Well, thanks a lot, Lloyd. It looks so good on the outside. 73 degrees, winds east, northeast at 9 miles per hour, humidity 77%. A building high pressure will promote pleasant conditions over the Bahamas throughout tonight. Northwest and central Bahamas, the weather mostly sunny and warm. A bit breezy today, becoming mostly fair and mild tonight. For the southeast Bahamas, weather variably cloudy, very warm and a bit breezy with a slight chance of stray shower throughout tonight. Today's high temperature should go up about 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight's low 68 degrees Fahrenheit. For the extended forecast, Thursday, partly to mostly sunny and warm during the day. highs of 80, mainly fair and mild at night, dropping to 67. Friday, basically the same with a slight chance of a stray shower during the day, 82 degrees, mainly fair and mild at night, 70 degrees. For Saturday and Sunday, partly sunny and warm with an isolated shower or two possible during the day, fair and warm at night.
Let's take a look now at stories making news headlines.
Thousands of residents here in New Providence, Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Eleuthera have taken the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. With this in mind, Health Minister the Honorable Renwood Wells says recent consideration was given to opening the vaccination process further to the public, but that had to be pulled back for now to ensure sufficient doses for those residents already with appointments.
Some of their appointments are into May for the amount of persons who've actually gone on and used the platform, because we're only vaccinating folks who would have gone through the digital platform. We had a circumstance in Grand Bahama where we had to step back and suspend the vaccination program just briefly to ensure that everyone was actually using the digital platform.
The Ministry of Health's latest release showing an additional 45 cases of COVID-19 in this country, 30 on New Providence, 7 over in Grand Bahama, 5 in Bimini and Cat Key, and 1 each on Abaco, Eleuthera, and Exuma. Just one person, a resident of New Providence, showed a history of travel within 14 days. Hospitalization have increased by 1 to 42, with now 39 of them moderately ill, and they're in the intensive care unit, and 3 in the intensive care unit. There are 283 active cases and 8,965 recoveries. The National Food Distribution Task Force had been set to complete its work at the end of March, but Cabinet has approved another extension. Government is pumping in additional $10 million to extend the feeding initiative for another 3 months.
We had a total of 36 million. We had 16, and then in the second phase we had 10. The third phase we had 10 million, and now the fourth stage we're going to have another 10 million. We are distributing to 17 family islands and 1/3 of the population in Nassau. So, we want to congratulate the government, really. It's 46 million that they would have invested so far since June of last year.
Officials have begun a probe into the deaths that occurred during Hurricane Dorian in 2019. Police confirmed that DNA evidence is being used in the matter. Officials reported that more than 20 people were reportedly killed when the Category 5 storm ripped through Abaco and Grand Bahama in September 2019. Minister of State for Disaster Preparedness, Management and Reconstruction, the Honorable Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe, assuring Hurricane Dorian victims over in Grand Bahama and Abaco that the government has not abandoned them. She acknowledged that the wait may have been long in bringing a conclusion to the plight of those affected, but says the government is doing the best it can considering all the devastating natural occurrences that have taken place.
The Bahamas is no different than any other country. We have a lot of growing pain. That does not necessarily mean we're not addressing the issues, but we will acknowledge our challenges and also state that we are going to continue to give what we can and help as much as we can. But their concerns are legitimate. When you've been devastated and hurt by such a hurricane, your only thing is that you want to get back into your home and go on with your life.
Meantime, members of the Diplomatic Corps signing the official book of condolences on the passing of Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, British High Commissioner Her Excellency Sarah Dixon, and Cuban Ambassador His Excellency Alexandria Garcia del Toro, extending their condolences. As a reminder, members of the public will be able to sign the official book today and tomorrow between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. at Government House, 1 Montague Place on East Bay Street.
DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns staying hot in the NBA last night after a slow start. The Suns were scorching hot in the final 3 quarters, and they went on for an easy 106-86 win. DA had 19 points and 13 boards.
Not one man can do it all. We play as a unit. We play together, and we don't make no change in that. But following up from last game, we didn't play to our standards. We allowed a lot of things. We played lackadaisical. But tonight we bounced back, and this is a team coming in, and this is not a light team. This is the NBA, and we just wanted to make sure we respect teams and play the way we play, and stick to our principles and do what we have to do.
And when we come back, we're farming in Grand Bahama, so keep it locked. It's a developing story, a tragic fire at Potter's Key Dock on Sunday resulting in the destruction of several stalls with similar damage to a number of fishing vessels docked to the rear of the area at the time. The Morning Edition team spoke with one of those affected vendors who expressed his concerns now and moving forward.
Now, it's yet early in the investigation following that Sunday fire that destroyed several structures here at Potter's Key Dock. And just yesterday, I spoke with Roosevelt Wright. He is the proprietor of the Blue Hole. Now, yesterday when we spoke, he said that he hadn't done a full assessment, and by now he has.
Well, when I went to the inside, it wasn't that much damage except for a little smoke. But the inside appears to be quite well. I'm just worried about the outside now because it's, as you can see, it's sort of damaged out here for quite a while now.
How long have you been out here?
Well, I was out here for the past 10 years or a little more than that. So the business, well, you know, like I said earlier, because of the pandemic period, Israel, this is very devastating right now. It does put you back a little back further than than you would normally would like to be.
What does it mean, or how does it feel even to come out here and to see the other stores full and operational, but yours still unable to operate?
Well, you would feel a little bad about it, but I cannot worry about that. Unfortunately, me and the rest of vendors whose stores are completely down, I feel a little bad for them also, because they all have more devastation than I did, or that I have. I would like to do the repairs here, but like I said earlier, I would have to wait until the fire department has completed their investigation and then perhaps give me the okay to do my repairs. But the people that lost their stores completely, my heart really goes out to them, even though I'm hurting a little bit too.
Well, of course, I know that the rest of the country is praying for you and the restoration of your businesses out here. LaDonna Fisher, back to you guys in studio.
Thanks again, Lloyd. We're going farming this morning in Grand Bahama. Jay Philippe introduces us to a couple who started out small and now they're reaping the benefits.
Meet the Dawkins family. Farmers Bernard and Judith Dawkins has been growing their own food crops for over 20 years. The couple says it all started when they moved into their new home and started planting small seeds and coconut trees in their backyard.
I got into backyard gardening about 22 years ago. Since we moved here in this neighborhood and I had my own property, I was able to plant seeds and grow stuff, you know. We sort of borrowed the property next to us, and we have some collard greens, we have okra, sweet peppers, tomatoes, onions, garlic, and thyme. And so we've been trying to grow our own stuff so we could have healthier living, healthier lifestyle.
Judith Dawkins also sharing the importance of backyard farming, which promotes food security, especially during this time.
I've been doing this a while. And I also encourage other people to get involved. I used to be a part of the Horticultural Society for a number of years, and that sort of prompted me into getting into backyard gardening.
Bernard Dawkins, who is primarily responsible for watering the plants and gardening maintenance, says backyard farming can improve your health. He says consuming more fruits and vegetables is important if you want to stay healthy.
We do have the lemongrass or the fever grass. We have the allspice plant here as well. We also have the noni berry. We have coconuts. The water from the coconut, if you have a loose stomach and you drink the water from the coconut, that can help to, especially the young coconut, that'll help to make your stomach sort of settle down. It's good for lots of things. We're dehydrated as well, so just from the coconut water. The avocados, the fat in the avocado, that's good for you. It helps to lower your cholesterol and keep your cholesterol down low. There are lots of other fruits that we have around. We have a lot of mulberry, that they're seasonal too, and we have a lot of soursop. That's good too. It's supposed to be good for cancer, just like you have with the broccoli and the collards. We have some collards over here, which is good for that as well too.
Bernard is no stranger to vegetables. He recently retired as a chef after 50 years of working in the kitchen, which means he knows his stuff when it comes to vegetables and herbs.
When you know what goes into your food, it makes you a lot better. Because sometimes you go to a restaurant, you order things, and what you might cook with, I might cook with shortening, vegetable oil. They may cook with lard. They may cook with a lot of butter. They may cook with a lot of other fats. And they might use a lot of their things over and over again. Cooking fresh, cooking things from their natural state into your pot is the best way to go.
The Dawkins family says backyard farming has helped them to save money on groceries. They believe that being on the outside in the fresh air and sunshine also helps to improve mood and make you feel rejuvenated and happy.
A local nonprofit organization giving back in a tangible way over the Easter holiday weekend, members of Love Yourself Holistically traveled to Cat Island to conduct another outreach initiative over at the Dumfries School, the Media Center, Mount Sinai Native Baptist Church, and at the Home for the Orphanage. President of the organization, Sheena Johnson, says feeding the needy and assisting those who are less fortunate during these tough times is a strong principle the organization was built on.
We gave out over 300 packages of grocery bags, along with each family received a bag, 5+ pounds of chicken. We were able to feed over 360 persons. They had hot meals, we had grocery bags, we had clothing, we had shoes, we had backpacks, we had Easter little bags for the children. We fed children and adults. We had clothing for children and adults, and it was very effective. The residents of Cat Island received us with warmth and with much gratitude. The outreach was amazing.
And as we head to the break, we take a look back at today in Bahamian history. On April 14th, 1965, the $130 million Atlantic underwater test and evaluation site in Fresh Creek, Andros officially opened. The center was a result of 5 years of planning and critical construction. It was the fourth major U.S. facility on U.S. soil. The project brought together top engineers and scientists to work on innovative methods for hiding Allied submarines and destroying those of the enemy. Also on April 14, 1970, bids opened the construction of St. Andrew's School. It will be built on 35 acres of land in eastern New Providence.
Some sporting notes to pass on. Checking in on our pro basketball players abroad. Aaron Lavardi and Sven Borg on to the semifinals in Denmark after a series sweep of Navestad. Lavardi had 12 points and 8 rebounds in the series clinching win. Next up now in the Final Four will be a matchup with Bacon. Willis Marquis and Bordeaux still in regular season play. They are in France. They lost last night 104-70 to Vertrey. Marquis posted a double-double with 21 points and 11 rebounds. Midweek baseball taking place in college. Kentucky had an easy time shutting out Bellarmine 12-zip. Mirage Anu was 1 for 2 with an RBI and also scored a run. Truett McConnell also ran a 12-3 over Bob Jones University. Devin Monroe ran 1 for 2 as well with an RBI and also scored a run. As for Wade Weinberger, the Lutheran native was 1 for 3, scored a run. For Bryan College, they took down Cumberland's 10-6. And that was it for our check on sport. Well, coming up after the break, we're in the kitchen at the Waffle Factory.
The trend for the majority of public schools in this country has been to name or in some cases rename the institute after a noted national leader. Lloyd Allen today explores the history of one of those leaders who is an interviewer in history in more ways than one.
Today, we're shedding light on a historic public figure and the school renamed in his honor. We are talking about S.E. McPherson, and today joining us via Zoom is his current principal, Giovanna Darvo. Ms. Darvo, welcome to the morning edition.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, of course, some persons may know that S.C. McPherson was renamed after Samuel Conrad McPherson back in 1972, but little is known about him. What can you tell us about him?
Samuel Conrad McPherson, an outstanding gentleman. I read an article that described him as somebody who was poor financially but rich culturally and socially. And I think that aptly describes the Conrad McPherson that this school is named after. He was educated locally by C.C. Sweeting. That's where he obtained his academic skills, and he got his tailoring skills from R.M. Bailey. See the connection? He mastered tailoring, and it just says to us that whatever your calling is, do your best at it. And he did that before going on to become a politician, and is actually responsible for saving the government high school, because when a bill was was introduced in Parliament to end government high school because they thought it was too costly, it was Samuel Conrad McPherson who saved the government high school.
What can you tell us about students today who walk those halls and continue to fight toward the legacy that Conrad built so many years ago?
We have an awesome legacy in our past students, past scholars. I'm not sure if many people know that the former Commissioner of Police, Alison Greenslade, now British ambassador to Britain, the Bahamas' ambassador to Great Britain, was a student here at S.C. McPherson. We have the Abad Moncas, we have you, and we have current students who are doing wonderful things, like our head boy who was featured just a few weeks ago, again, offering something back, both civically and socially.
And again, I guess the bit of advice that I'd like to hear from you, many schools have alumni that represent them beyond their graduating years. What can you tell us about the alumni that continue to pour into the school?
We have alumni who has contributed to seating around the school. We have alumni who assist in club mentoring. We have alumni who has painted areas of the school. So we want to continue with growing our alumni. I think it's important that the children today see what is possible. And through the Alumni Association, they can see what is possible for them in the future.
Well, very well said. And of course, the possibilities are endless when you are a true S.C. McPherson person. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
An S.C. McPherson person is always on the top.
Wings and waffles seems to be one of the new trends these days. Our Crystal Darling takes us inside the Waffle Factory to learn more about it.
The harsh economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic literally forced many businesses to close their doors. However, there are still some that persevered. And get this, there are even entrepreneurs that dared to be great and started their own businesses without flinching at the sight of unpredictability.
It was like, what can we do? What product or service we could offer that's essential? And, a restaurant was one of those. And my partner, he actually had a smaller waffle factory going on about 3 years back. So we said, well, let's combine all two together and give, the Bahamas a different vibe.
The Waffle Factory has been in operation for the last 8 months, providing customers with the option to have breakfast at happy hour. Owner Chad Gibson believes that with other restaurants now offering the same dish on their breakfast menus, innovation makes their business stand out.
It isn't just really something basic. You want something that I know I only could get here at the Waffle Factory. I actually have a waffle chicken burger. We have a spicy waffle chicken burger. If you want the beef patty burger, we have that as well. You can make a pizza. You have a pizza waffle, a lobster waffle. So it's endless possibilities with the waffles.
This new restaurateur is of the view that people should eat chicken and waffles whenever they want to.
Sometimes, you know, you want something, sometimes you want something else. So it's like, you know, at a certain time you can't find breakfast items. If it's in the evening time and you're feeling breakfasty and you know, you want a nice waffle, you get a nice waffle. But it's also filling because you have your meats, you have your proteins that you can add with it.
And Gibson also gave us a little tip on how to get those waffles just the way you like it.
Part of our trade secret, but what I can share is it's really how you mix your batter. It's two variations. It's how you mix your batter and also the temperature that you're cooking your waffle at. So if you want a thicker consistency, you'd make some adjustments to your batter and you would keep it in a bit longer.
You've seen the finishing touches on Junkanoo costumes that make their way onto Bay Street every Boxing and New Year's morning. But have you ever stopped to wonder about the product before all of the glitz, glamour, and tricksing? Well, the morning team tracked down a popular artist and designer to talk about his cardboard and fringing art and how his brand has expanded over the years.
It was just a God-given gift, to be honest, because I've never done art in school. You know, so it was just, but most of my practice was done during Junkanoo.
With a strong passion for the arts but very little experience, designer Carlos Bain was able to craft out some uniquely designed sculptures made from cardboard like fringe, crepe paper, and styrofoam. The avid Junkanooer from the Genesis Warhawk says while the cardboard form on a costume is what you would see before it hits Bay, he blended some of his special techniques to make his art stand out.
Most of my mediums that I use, cardboard, styrofoam, acrylic or oil paint. We use galvanized wire, so aluminum rods, because, you know, I have some images like the before and after, and you'd really see like where it come from, and you're like, wow, this is tedious work, because like I say, we always feed the end product, so we really don't value the work and the time that really goes in it.
His latest project that depicts a man holding two cowbells is now a centerpiece in the foyer of the Bahama Resort on Cable Beach and has received some rave reviews. While reflecting on that masterpiece, Carlos shared with us a few other projects he's worked on that have wowed art lovers.
I was just a part of the Central Bank Art competition, the open category, in which I won the Sculpture Award. And the art piece was depicting the digital sand dollar currency, you know, what Central Bank was promoting. And that was with a guy holding sand dollar in one hand and then a cell phone in the other hand with a digital screen. And, you know, it was speaking from the past to the present and coins falling out of his pocket. And, you know, it's a nice sculpture. And then apart from that, in 2018, I did the coat of arms that was downtown on the Senate Bill during the Independence celebration.
As we continue to adapt to the new normal, Carlos reveals some of his up-and-coming projects he plans to put on the market pretty soon.
I have a sculpture of a flamingo. I have a sculpture of a nautilus shell. One I started as what they call the trumpet shell or something like that. I can't remember what's the real name, and once I get past them, then I have some other projects I really want to start.
Now be sure to stay tuned into the ZNS Network for news as it happens, TV and radio updates throughout the day. Then you can tune into Live at 5, the Northern Edition, and the Bahamas Tonight at 7. And that's a wrap for us this morning.
Time surely went by fast. Enjoy your morning, everybody.
Have a good morning.